Climate change is having an impact on the food that makes it to our tables. How should we respond to climate change as it transforms not only the global environment, but the very food that we eat? We bring you a detailed report on the refugee issue to commemorate World Refugee Day. With novelist Han Gang's selection for the Man Booker International Prize, interest in Korean literature is hotter than ever. We investigate the present and future of Korean lit as it spreads throughout the world. A report on the project to recover and identify the remains of Korean War soldiers. Witness the moving sight of deceased Korean War heroes being returned to their families and homes.
The global environment is changing. Global warming is creating problems that arise from abnormal climate conditions and natural disasters. Climate change is transforming the Earth ecosystem. It is changing humankind's lifestyle patterns and even food culture. Last December, UK newspaper The Mirror listed 10 foods that are likely to be made extinct due to climate change. Common and familiar foods like beer, apples, coffee, rice, and potatoes can soon be things of the past. The prediction is that continued climate change will alter the things that we eat.
우리나라 같은 경우 봄철에 아주 이상적으로 높은 기온입니다. 특히 가뭄과 연계된. 그러니까 비가 오지 않는 상태에서 가뭄이 오래 지속되면 봄철에 그 농작물이 활착을 하는데 어려움이 있습니다. 그렇다면 당연히 그 저생산량으로 이어지게 되고 그것이 우리나라의 그 먹거리를 기온과 관련돼서는 위협할 수가 있습니다.
According to the Rural Development Administration, the Earth's average temperature rose by 0.7 degrees in the last century. In Korea, the figure is much higher than average at 1.5 degrees. Last month brought record heat waves in Korea, making it the hottest May on record. Subtropical climates, which we have associated with Southeast Asia, will cover most of South Korea within 100 years. The Rural Development Administration drafted a map of predicted changes in harvested crops. Apples are currently being cultivated throughout Korea. But by 2090, they will only be grown in cool, high-altitude parts of Gangwon-do province. Meanwhile, the regime in which persimmons can be cultivated are expanding each year.
아열대화가 진행되고 있기 때문에 농업진흥청과 지방자치기관에서는 열대 작물을 새로운 수익 모델로 개발을 하고 있는 실정이고요. 망고랑 패션 프루츠, 용과, 구아바, 파인애플, 아보카도, 그리고 파파야 등을 둘 수 있는데요. 제주도 같은 경우에 망고 농사는 정착 단계에 이르렀다고 평가받고 있고요. 지금 경남과 전라도 지역으로 북상을 하고 있습니다.
Research on subtropical crops is in full swing on Jeju Island at Korea's southernmost tip. Guava, a major tropical fruit, has been successfully cultivated in Korea, with the produce being distributed throughout the country. Papayas have also been grown successfully and are becoming a marketable commodity. Olives associated with the Mediterranean Sea are also being grown, with the first harvest of domestic olives slated for October. The total harvest of tropical fruit in Korea has grown by 52% from 769 tons in 2014 to 1,174 tons last year.
기상이 올라가면 그 어떤 과수작물의 재배 면적의 범위는 넓어지죠. 그리고 그것이 우리나라 같은 경우는 이제 북상할 수가 있고, 예를 들면 사과 재배지가 북상한다 이렇게 이제 얘기가 될 수가 있는데.
There are concerns that with global warming, cabbage and radish farming will be impossible in Korea within a few decades. Accordingly, cabbages and radishes have been developed to adapt readily to climate change and grow healthy in humid summer weather. Red radishes are resilient in wet summer months, their roots are strong and they are firm and sweet. In just past 3 years, science has given rise to 38 varieties of radish and cabbage that can adapt to climate change.
그 기후변화 관련돼서 세계적인 이슈를 보면은 물, 에너지, 음식의 안정된 공급입니다. 근데 우리나라 같은 경우는 물, 에너지, 그다음에 그 음식 면에서 굉장히 소비가 높습니다. 과다하게 쓰고 있는 거죠. 그리고 물을 제외한 음식과 에너지는 해외 의존도가 높고, 근데 기후변화는 이 세 가지 고리를 전반적으로 위협을 하게 될 것이고, 그것이 국내에서 원활하게 공급이 안 될 때는 상당한 어려움에 처할 수 있는 거죠.
기후변화를 현 시점에서 완전히 해결한다는 건 불가능하고요. 우리가 해야 되는 일은 온실가스 배출 감축을 통해서 기후변화 진행 속도를 늦추고 완화하는 것, 그리고 기후변화에 대한 취약성을 감소시키고 적응하는 것, 이 두 가지를 들 수 있을 것 같습니다. 농업과 같은 경우에는 새로운 품종을 개발을 하고 열에 좀 더 잘 견디는 품종이라든가 재해에 잘 견디는 품종을 개발하고 또 그에 맞는 농업 기술을 확대할 필요가 있습니다.
The impact of climate change on our diets could be making its mark sooner than we think.
There are now 60 million refugees in the world. That is 1 out of every 113 people living on Earth.
The other people that arrived after us didn't get the paper, and now they are present in Moria.
As we commemorate World Refugee Day, here's a closer look at the refugee issue. These refugees from Myanmar are resettled refugees, meaning that they have come to Korea from camps in other countries. They had been placed in a refugee camp in Thailand to escape racial conflict, but resettled in Korea last December. Their only hope is to lead normal lives with their families, free from fear. What most of us take for granted is a desperate wish for them. With wars, racial conflicts, and oppression on the rise, more people are becoming refugees than ever before. The numbers are truly shocking. Last year, there were over 60 million refugees worldwide. What's even more tragic is that 51% of all refugees are minors younger than 18 years old. The refugee issue has become a hot potato in global affairs. Efforts by the international community are desperately needed to resolve this global refugee issue.
I call on you to expand on these commitments, and I urge other countries to join.
A total of 195 refugees, including 28 Syrians, are waiting in Seoul for the outcome of their refugee application. Although Korea was the first country in Asia to implement a Refugee Act, the application procedure is very strict, and there is a lack of societal understanding of the refugee issue.
한국이 아시아 최초로 난비법을 시행한다는 면들은 참 의미가 있다고 생각하는데 부족한 점이 많습니다. 그러니까 대표적인 것은 공항만에서 난민 신청했을 때 이해 신청 절차가 없다는 거, 또 이 불해구됐을 때 이분들이 머물 공간이 없어서 장기간 동안 올바른 보호를 못 받으면서 열악하게 있어야 된다는 이런 부분들이 있을 수 있겠고요.
A refugee film festival was held here to commemorate World Refugee Day. It showed the lives of refugees and shared their tragedies in the familiar medium of film.
4, 5, 6, 5.
And are you alone here or with your family?
What is needed today is that the world must come together and address this huge crisis in the world. This film festival is one of the sources to get this message to people that these are the times in which their compassion and their help is absolutely necessary for people around the world who currently don't have any home to go to.
In addition to the film screenings, many booths were set up to raise public awareness about the refugee issue.
그들에게 대해서 좀 더 어떻게 하면 좀 더 좋고 나은 기회를 줄 수 있는지 생각하게 할 수 있는 기회가 되겠습니다.
From next year, we will continue to expand these festivals, so we can do it in other cities, not only in Seoul, but also in other cities, and also we can do it in abroad, in other Asian countries. But most important thing is more people need to be involved in these activities.
Korea has been showing greater interest and support for the refugee issue with policies such as the Refugee Resettlement Program. Refugees are still increasing at the rate of 1 every 4 seconds. It is now time to find a fundamental solution to the intensifying crisis.
남이라는 인식을 조금 더 우리가 열린 마음으로 봤으면 좋겠고 정책적으로도 조금 더 많은 예산을 투입을 하고 또 인정하려는 노력들을 이렇게 펼친다면은 난민 문제가 좀 더 쉽게 해결되지 않을까.
First, the world should do everything possible to prevent conflicts and wars which create refugees. If there were no conflicts and war, there would not be any refugees. Second, until we wait for the peace to come, it is very important that the world help those people who have become the victims of these wars and conflicts. Otherwise, it would be very hard to imagine a peaceful world.
Refugees are people who have had their most basic human rights violated. If we turn a blind eye to them, the problem will keep intensifying. It is time for the international community to take a more active stance to protect the rights of refugees.
With Korean novelist Han Gang's The Vegetarian winning the prestigious Man Booker Prize, global interest in Korean literature is hotter than ever. We visited the 2016 Seoul International Book Fair, where publishing and literature professionals gathered from all around the world to explore the present and future of Korean literature. On June 15th, the Seoul International Book Fair got underway. 346 publishers from 20 countries participated this year. In addition to providing a venue where books from all around the world can be seen at once, various exhibitions and events also took place to make the fair even more meaningful.
저작권 수출 교류 사업부터 다양한 해외 교류가 같이 이루어지고 있는데요. 이 안에서 그런 국제적인 분야의 저작권 수출 상담이나 교류가 많이 진행되었으면 하고요. 독자들에게는 책을 조금 더 문화적으로 다가갈 수 있는 취지로서 도서전이 안착될 수 있기를 좀 기대하고 있습니다.
There was more to see at the Seoul International Book Fair than just the books themselves. Visitors to the fair venue had a chance to meet with highly regarded authors in person. The Literature Salon, in which authors and readers share their thoughts on various works, was the most popular event at this year's fair.
다음 소설 이걸로 하면 될 것 같아라는 그 모티프가 없는 것 같아요. 근데 그게 좀
It was the time for all the authors and the readers.
책을 읽으면 뒤에 해설 같은 경우는 사실 평론가가 적은 거고 작가가 직접 적은 것이 아니잖아요. 그래서 그냥 개인적으로 책을 읽고 나서 내가 가졌던 감상을 이제 작가분의 입장으로서 듣는 것은 되게 좋은 기회라고 생각을 하고
항상 책을 매개로 해서 만나다가 그 책을 읽은 사람들과 얼굴을 마주하고 이야기를 하는 게 저한테 너무 뜻깊은 시간이었던 것 같습니다.
In particular, attendees gravitated this year to the Korean Literature Publication Seminar. It was a fine illustration of the heightened interest in Korean literature among foreign audiences.
Characters and the plots are very universal. So when I sell a book, I don't talk about that it's Korean. I talk about the story and the plot and the character. That is very compelling in all the works. It's the stories and the plots, and there's nothing frivolous about the writing.
With novelist Han Gang's The Vegetarian winning the Man Booker Prize last May, more and more foreign publishers are taking an interest in Korean literature, once considered an afterthought. The number of translation requests has jumped fourfold in the past year, while publication requests surged by a factor of 20. More and more Korean works are garnering positive reactions overseas in addition to Han Gang's The Vegetarian. This shift in perception is felt most acutely by professionals in the publication industry.
한국 문학에 대해서 아는 작품이 거의 없기 때문에 얘기 자체가 어려웠는데 요즘에는 여러 잡지들에서 해외 문예지에서 많이 다루고 있기 때문에 어떤 작가 얘기를 했을 때 그 작품을 기억하는 출판사도 많고요. 어떤 특정 작가의 두 번째 작품을 달라 이런 식으로 구체적인 제안이 오기도 하기 때문에 많이 느끼고 있습니다.
Translation is an indispensable part of introducing literature overseas. In order for a work to be properly appreciated, the translation must be of a caliber as high as that of the original. Behind Korean literary works expanding overseas, there are some very talented translators.
I think translation is very important for readers and also for writers, because if there were no translations, people wouldn't know about literature from other parts of the world, and getting to know literature from other parts of the world allows writers to get better and to get to know other kinds of writing and also improve their writing and find new horizons.
Who should translate Korean literature and how to make the end results most effective? The Literature Translation Institute of Korea is focusing on foreign translators. They have begun to focus on fostering foreign translators who are fluent in Korean in addition to multilingual Korean translators.
저한테 사실은 한국어 자체는 굉장히 새로운 세계였어요. 그리고 뭐 한국어를 공부하면서 어느 순간 아주 자연스럽게 문학 번역에 접하게 되는 거예요. 네.
여기서 단편 소설 많이 쓰잖아요. 그래서 유럽, 뭐 특히 프랑스에서 장편 소설 많이 읽어서 단편 소설 읽을 수 있어서 이것도 좋은 것 같아요.
원어민 번역가들을 체계적으로 양성하는 어떤 교육 프로 시스템이 필요하다라고 보고 있고요. 한국 문학이 세계로 나가는데 상당히 지금 이제 고무돼 있고 상당히 희망적인 어떤 그 분위기가 만들어지고 있는데 이런 차제에 한국 문학 번역가의 집이 좀 만들어져서 외국의 번역가들이 한국에 와서 작가들과 같이 작업을 하는 그런 공간이 좀 이루어졌으면 좋겠다는 생각이 듭니다.
The world is beginning to focus its attention on Korean literature. We look forward to a new wave of Korean literature that will provide the world of literature with new perspectives and insights.
It's already been 66 years since the Korean War broke out, but still over 120,000 deceased soldiers remain to be found. We report on the recovery and identification project to return the remains of Korean War soldiers to their families and homes. We are at the foot of a mountain in Gapyeong, Gyeonggi-do Province, the site of a fierce battle during the Korean War. This is where excavation is being carried out to recover the remains of fallen soldiers. Remains recovery is a highly delicate task, and advanced archaeological excavation techniques are used. From March to November, 85 key battle sites of the Korean War will be excavated for the remains of soldiers. June 25, 1950 is the fateful date when the greatest tragedy in modern Korean history broke out. The Korean War lasted 3 years, during which over 160,000 South Korean soldiers were killed or went missing. The Remains Recovery and Identification Project has been carrying on to recover the remains of soldiers who laid down their lives for the nation.
나라를 위해서 목숨을 바쳤지만 아직까지도 발굴되지 못하고 이름 모를 산야에 묻혀 계시는 12만 4천여 위의 우리 호국용사님을 찾아서 민족의 성지인 국립현충원으로 모시는 순관 호국 보훈 사업을 말합니다.
The Remains Recovery Project was initially started as a temporary 3-year project on the 50th anniversary of the Korean War. However, it became an ongoing national project with the establishment of the Agency for KIA Recovery and Identification in 2007.
16년 동안 저희가 유해발굴 사업을 진행해 오면서 현재까지 국군 전사자 9,100여 위를 발굴을 했고 그 가운데서 113분의 신원을 확인해서 조국과 가족의 품으로 모셔드리는 성과를 거두었습니다.
The ROTC of Seongshin Women's University visited an ongoing recovery site. The project also helps the youth of today connect with the history of the Korean War.
직접 와서 이런 현장을 보게 되니까 가슴도 뭉클하고 어떻게 보면 국민들의 관심이 조금 더 많이 필요한 것 같습니다.
이분들이 있었기 때문에 우리 대한민국이 이렇게 행복하고 안전하다고 생각합니다.
네, 차렷! Staff at the agency and ROTC officers solemnly reflected on the memory of the deceased. Remains recovered at the site are then taken to the Central Identification Laboratory for identification.
안타깝게도 다른 부위는 지금 찾아지질 않았고 지금 이 두 빈골이 굉장히 완전하기 때문에 비교적 안전한 상태이기 때문에 연령이라든지 성별, 인구지 일단 기본적인 저희가 판단을 충분히 할 수가 있습니다.
Advanced equipment is located at the Central Identification Lab for DNA sampling and detailed analyses. DNA samples of surviving family members are necessary to identify the remains. Surviving family members can give their DNA samples at community health centers nationwide.
시료 채취 방법이 다양화되어 가지고 전화를 하시거나 아니면 가까운 보건소에서 그 시료를 채취하시면 저희들이 신원하게 하는 데 많은 도움이 되겠습니다.
Remains that are not initially identified are kept in storage as efforts continue to identify them. In April, a ceremony was held to commemorate the repatriation of the late Private Im Byung-kun. His remains were found in North Korea in 2001 and sent on a long journey from Panmunjom to Hawaii to Seoul. Finally, he was returned to his family after 66 years. This is the old address. 1.9 million UN soldiers also participated in the Korean War, and their remains are also being recovered and repatriated. In April, the first mutual repatriation ceremony was held for Korean and US soldiers killed in action. The remains of 541 Chinese soldiers who fought on the opposing side were also repatriated.
而且富有成效，我们非常感谢韩方所做的工作，也谢谢大家。
There are people who live with painful memories that they could never forget. They were the heroes of the Korean War.
장소에 대한 제보라든지 DNA 채취가 굉장히 중요한 부분들이거든요. 어떤 그런 부분들에 관련돼서 대외적으로 이런 사업이 이루어졌는지 모르는 사람들도 굉장히 많았다라는 겁니다. 홍보 영상을 만들어서 국내뿐만이 아니라 재동포들에게도 한국어를 모르는 또 많은 외국인들에게도 알리기 위해서 영어까지 저희가 제작해서 널리 배포하게 됐습니다.
66 years on, the search continues on battle sites to find the remains of soldiers who fought for Korea.
저희는 나라를 위해서 목숨 바치신 호국용사님들을 끝까지 찾아서 조국과 가족 품으로 모시겠다라는 그런 일념 하나로 유해발굴 작전에 임하겠습니다.
The Remains Recovery Project is the duty and historical mission of Korean people. We hope that all the soldiers who perished for Korea will be returned to their families and homelands someday.